We're gonna have to have a party.
No, I think we just stopped doing the podcast altogether.
Just 20 episodes and we quit.
Just throw everything out.
Man, I've gotten a lot of use out of my PS4. I've been playing it as much because I've just been, like, playing other stuff. But Eric has been, when he comes over, he brings God of War. And we've just...
Yeah, it looks so much fun.
He's been letting me just play for a few hours and just... He's been cool about it and just been like, yeah, you can play it, I don't care. But he's going to let me borrow it. Oh, stop licking my fingers. Buddy, Jesus. He's done it. Dude, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It does a really good job of
being both cinematic and like a game.
Well, I mean that too, but it also does a really good job of melding like new ideas and like new. It's almost as if they took a completely different game and put like God of War into it, and they did a really good job of introducing all these new mechanics and all of this new plot and all this kind of stuff, while still keeping it like feeling like you're playing a God of War game.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's really, really good. I was really, really impressed. That and it's not pre-rendered.
Oh, cool.
So it looks, even on my shitty little TV, it looks really, really good.
Yeah.
Really, really, really good. I want to, when he brings it over next, I'm going to plug it into my computer and see how it looks on my monitors.
Is that the trick with PlayStation games? Because I've noticed that it's like, man, that hardware shouldn't be able to pump out graphics like this.
It takes... I don't really know much about it. All I know is that I think it's harder to code.
Yeah.
Non-pre-rendered. And that's why it like takes longer for those games to come out. But you are right. When games are not pre-rendered, it looks insane. I mean, that's how... like The Last of Us looks so good.
Yeah.
Well, that might be pre-rendered.
I think portions of it are, absolutely. But a lot of it was just like an excellent environment that was well coded.
Yeah. Dude, The Last of Us is an insanely good game.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of my all-time favorites, dude.
If you want to, cry to yourself after playing a video game for 16 hours.
Yeah. You don't like to cry? What's wrong with you?
Like, not at 3 a.m. alone after drinking 6 beers.
Oh, shit. Oh, no.
Wow.
Oh, man. Well, before I forget, welcome back, everybody. We got our guest today, Cheetah Moses from Vox Voces.
Hey.
He's here. He's hanging out. He and I have been buds for... I was thinking about it today. I've known you for a lot longer than I realized.
The first time I specifically remember seeing you was in January of 2014. You were playing lead guitar for Romeo Foxes.
Mm-hmm.
It was in Katy. And
I
got lost on the way home that night.
Yeah. Talking about the show at the bar.
Yes, and
And
there was a drum
when
shield.
you were too young
Yeah.
to get into bars.
Yeah.
You were
And-
wearing a Heisenberg shirt.
Yeah, I was wearing my... I had
I remember that shirt.
Yeah. He and I went to high school together.
Okay.
Shay and I did, for the listeners. Yeah, dude. That was when I was still in band. I was still in band at that time. And that was also the first time I met Ken.
Okay.
I had never met Ken before until I got to that show, and his old band with Chica, the Colt 45s or whatever,
Yes.
they played that same show.
Okay.
And yeah, didn't you come with Dustin?
Dustin and Ace were there. Cause
I don't remember seeing Ace.
We played that show because we were one of the first
Yeah,
bands that
I
went
thought
on.
y'all played that
Yeah,
show.
we played that show. We played that show, and right after our set, Dustin and Ace left. They drove there together, and
That's
they left together.
right.
I stayed until the end, and I met, who else did I meet? I met Cameron at that show.
Okay.
I remember talking to CJ for, I think, that might have been the first time. No, that wasn't the first time I talked to CJ.
Yeah.
That was like the second or third time I talked to CJ. Ambivalence played.
Oh yeah, Jesse was there.
Yeah.
I love that dude. Shouts out, dude. I love
I haven't
that
seen him
kid.
in a minute.
Yeah, same. I think he lives like out in Cyprus or something now. I don't know.
I saw David at the mothership.
Oh, sorry. Okay, never mind.
David of Ambivalence. He's
Yeah.
audio. Yeah.
Did you ever hang out with Vincent from Ambivalence?
Daryl.
Yeah, Daryl.
I never hung out with him, but we did talk.
Fuck you, Shay. His
'Cause
brother's name was Vincent.
Vincent's his brother.
You totally forgot his name though.
I got his brother's name, dude. I was
that
close
totally
enough.
makes it okay.
Daryl
Like-
went to high school with me and Shay.
They're not
Okay.
twins, are they?
No, but
No.
they live together.
I met Daryl a few months before. We played with Mosaic Dream played with Stolas, and after our set, he was like really excited. He was like, "Yo," like he had just heard us for the first time. I was like, "Yo,
Yeah.
you guys are really cool. I have a band. Let's do shows together. We have a show coming up. We do it every year. And Katie, come do their show."
Yeah, that was the show that down and out at that bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tight, dude. Those are the good old days.
Yeah, I remember hearing Rome before, and I didn't care for them until that particular show, and I was like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah. Man, I was young. I was like 15 or I was 16,
That was
dude.
4 years ago.
Yeah. That's just weird. CJ and I went to high school together, and then
I don't recognize any of these fucking names. Where was I in high school?
I don't know, dude. And then I also my junior year went to high school because I went to Miller, and buddy, chill.
Hey, buddy.
I went to Miller, and Michael Fox went to Miller. Colby went to Miller. That's actually like kind of how I got to know all them. Colby and I actually hung out quite a bit in high school. Me and CJ hung out a lot in high school too, and now he hates me, and I don't know why. I don't understand.
We all hate you.
That's cool. I hate me too. Man, we just had John on too last week.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, is that episode out yet?
No, not yet. It's
Oh, man.
coming. It's coming this Sunday.
John is I'm usually very very opinionated about music and anything in general that I really care about.
So is John.
And I'm usually down to like debate people hardcore and try to prove my point. But John is one of those people like whenever he says something, I stop and I'm like, okay, I don't agree with that, but I'm actually gonna go back to this album or this song.
Yeah, dude. He makes you think.
Yeah. John's a sharp dude. Like, I respect him a lot.
Have you seen him recently?
Have I seen him recently?
He looks like he's lost a bunch of weight, at least from when I remember him back in the day. But he lost a bunch of weight and just looks like what's the drummer from Me Without You's name?
No idea.
He looks like their drummer, but with a shorter beard and a different color hair, and he just wears like cardigans and shit.
Yeah.
We had him on, and like on air, I was like, "Nice cardigan, dude. You looking good." We also had Matt on for the John episode,
Okay.
and that
At the
was
same
fun.
time?
Yeah, we had one with Matt, and then one with Matt and John.
Oh, okay.
It was tight.
Yeah, I've seen Matt recently. Last time I remember seeing John was at Strawberry Girls. No. It might have been the Stolas show. I think he was doing sound for Stolas.
Or it feels like it.
Yeah, that was September. If it wasn't that show, then it was when we played with Strawberry Girls in June.
That was the Contortionist tour?
No, Strawberry Girls in June. It was Strawberry Girls and Comrades and
Yeah.
Belle Noire. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one. I don't go to many shows anymore, just because I'm not in the scene, and I've kind of like, I don't really like going to shows anymore, just because it's like, I don't know, I'm always standing there, and I mean, now I'm more okay with it because I'm 21 and I can buy alcohol, so I can pound back. I don't want to spend more than 2 beers worth of money, but I'll get a couple.
$40?
Did I spend $40 that night?
Yeah, dude.
Shit, dude. Fuck.
It was at Yellow's show, I think.
Yeah, it was when Vox played with Idola.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we pre-gamed at Shay's house,
Oh wow.
and we did beer pong, and Shay was like, I'm driving, so I can't drink. So I just drank. Every time Shay and I were on the same team, I drank for him, and I was like, oh.
No, I was getting fucked up, dude. We took a lift.
Did we?
Yeah, dude.
I thought you drove.
No, we took a lift, and then Juliet and I had to leave after them and before
Idola. Which is the band they came to see, actually.
Oh man.
But
I
Rogues
just came to
played
see a
that
show.
Rogues
played that show.
Rogues killed it that
Yeah,
night.
I came to see Rogues, really.
Yeah. really.
Rogues does a great performance.
Oh, I love Rogues, dude. So Shay and I played D&D with Robert.
Okay.
And so we hear all the news and all that shit. And that's a tight fucking band.
What are they up to?
I don't want to say anything.
They're really shady about it. I'm really interested.
They've got some badass shit coming up. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's not my band. I don't want to ruin anything.
It's not our place to say anything.
But they've got some cool shit coming up. If you like their music, keep an eye out on them. They're doing some badass stuff. I was talking with Mark today about where he's been working. He worked the Ghost gig last night at Revention Center, that metal band.
Okay.
And I really like that band. And I was like, shit, dude, nice. But he works for like a production company, and he does shows all the time.
Yeah, he asked me if I wanted to hop onto that, and I might at one point.
Yeah.
Well, the thing, I would love to, but I think I know the level that Mark is at in that industry is he does a lot of heavy lifting and like loading in gear.
Wow.
At least that's all I know. I could be wrong. I'm not trying to say like Mark's a roadie or anything like that. I'm just saying from what he's told me and Rob's told me, and just from what I've heard, it's like an entry level position, but
Right.
it's still really cool,
Right.
because you get to see all these fucking bands
I
play.
think Andres is doing that too. I don't
Really?
We talked at one point, and I think that's what he was implying, but I'm pretty sure that's what he does out in Cali.
Yeah, it's a fun job. Mark loves it. He's made a bunch of friends and he raves about it. I think it'd be cool to do. Man, I don't know that dude that produced Andre's album. Or
Alan.
Andreas.
Alan is.
I'm
Alan's
sorry
a
I butchered
beast.
it.
Alan's a damn beast. Alan, most people who don't know, well, for starters, Alan is the drummer of Vice.
Yeah.
I fell in love with them with their first album, their EP. No Waves is so great.
They're a cool band, man.
Ironically,
They're badass.
I started listening to Vice probably a month after I started listening to Terra Alive.
Terra Alive's cool too.
Yeah. And then I didn't know this, but Alan became the guy who started drumming for Donnie, and I didn't know this until like October of last
For
year.
Malero?
Yeah, for Hell the Sun. Whenever Hell the Sun tours, they've been taking this guy for the past like 3 years.
Oh.
And the guy with the mustache, that's the same drummer of Vice. I didn't know that till October.
Wow, that makes so much more sense.
He also did the production for the last Terra Alive album, which featured Sunday School and a few other songs.
V's toured with We Are the Author or something like that at one point, like a long time ago.
I have no idea who that is.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else. But I remember I don't know if I saw him, but I heard of V's a long time ago, back when Stolas, maybe they got hooked up with them. Maybe I don't know, but I remember hearing about him.
I remember
They're a badass
Donnie
band.
repping them a lot back in 2014 and 15.
Yeah, maybe that's what I
And
heard.
he still does, but like I think that's when I first heard about him.
Man, can we talk about Culture Scars?
Cultural Scars.
Oh my god, it was a great record. I liked their EPs. I didn't really like Wake, and I didn't really like what's the one after Wake called?
After Wake, Cultural Scars.
I thought they had one in between.
It's POW, Elephantitis, Wake, Cultural Scars, Secret Wars.
The Secret Wars EP was bomb as
Secret
shit.
Wars. I don't
so
care
good.
for that album.
Aww. But like the thing is, I didn't really like Wake, and then Culture Scars came out, and I was kind of like, whatever. And then my buddy, who is just like you, like super into Hail the Sun, was like, dude, you should check it out. It's really good. And I listened to it, and I was like, fuck, okay, this is a lot better than I was expecting, and I really, really like it, dude.
I strongly believe that. I don't know. I just feel that Secret Wars are all B-sides to the upcoming album.
I feel like it's a lot more. I can see that, and that's probably true. That would make sense. But it feels a lot more like Sufferer had. It feels like Shane wrote Sufferer songs that didn't make it in Sufferer, and then was like, "Hey, Donnie, and everyone else, let's make these songs our own." That's what it feels like to me.
That's possible. Yeah, 'cause it is a little more aggressive. I don't
But
know
at
what.
the same time, that Sufferer album had some pretty mellow and pretty low points.
Right.
So I feel like that Secret Wars EP, it felt like it had both of those just as much as Sufferer did, but it was like Hail the Sun's own style. I really fucking liked it, but I really like Sufferer, so.
Yeah, Sufferer is great. But there's a Hell the Sun. Okay, so I call Donnie Captain Hook because I believe that Donnie has written the best hooks in rock music over the past.
Oh,
few
I
years.
thought you meant he was like, I don't know. I was just imagining Donnie with one hand, like,
Nah.
and every time I've seen him live, he's just been like, have a fake hand. I don't know. I was super confused. I don't know what.
Donnie writes amazing hooks. That I hate him for it.
That's probably one of my favorite parts about Cianvar. I think that's why I like that band so much. It's like incredible, talented musicianship with these super catchy hooks just thrown on top, and I'm like, ugh.
But I prefer Hell the Sun Donnie over Cianvar Donnie.
Yeah, his Hail the Sun hooks are a lot catchier.
It's mainly because I feel the lyrics are more relatable to individuals and society as a whole, as opposed to Cianvar. Cianvar feels like he's channeling. I know some people still don't know this. He had an addiction problem before Hell the Sun took off, and he's also a big fan of Anthony Green. So I feel like he's channeling his past in Anthony Green more so in Cianvar as opposed to Hell the Sun. Because if you listen to the lyrics in Cianvar, it's more about alcohol and
Abuse.
and just substance abuse, stuff like that.
I mean, they literally have substance sequence.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's
Virtual vein. I mean,
those themes are more reoccurring in Cianvar as opposed to Hell the Sun.
That's a really well put together point.
So
I agree.
that's why I prefer Donnie in Hell the Sun. Not to say Donnie Cianvar is bad, but Hell the Sun.
I think now that I think about it, the Hail the Sun hooks get stuck in my head way more often than the Cianvar hooks, for sure. When Cianvar gets stuck in my head, it's always like a drum and bass groove
Right, definitely.
that's going on. That always gets stuck in my head, but the singing, for the most part, from Hail the Sun gets fucking... Especially Culture Scars. I think that's why I really liked Culture Scars.
Culture Scars
it's
are Secret
always
Wars.
stuck in my head for some reason.
Culture Scars are Secret Wars because you had them mixed up a while
Yeah,
ago.
Culture Scars.
Okay,
Culture
cool.
Scars.
I didn't
Secret
care-
Wars is the newest stuff.
Right. I didn't care for Cultural Scars at first because when I heard it, my first reaction was it's watered down older Hell the Sun. But the more I listened to it, I realized they didn't have the intention on being crazy with the riffs.
Yeah, Culture Scars has the Paranoid... It's the one with Paranoid on it.
Right. It's a lot bigger.
Oh, and Entertainment Lies?
Yes.
Oh,
All their songs are great. There's one song on that album that I think is weird. It's toward the end. I feel like it almost didn't make the cut.
have you heard the new Greyhaven record?
Nope.
Empty Black?
No idea who that is.
Holy shit, dude. You have to... It's probably my album of the year. It's incredible. It's like a metal record. It's like if Long Live area of the Chariot had a baby with Under Oath. Define the Great Line era Under Oath. And it's got that southern Atlanta, Georgia fucking hardcore feel to it, and it still shreds. It's got that shreddiness of Dillinger Escape Plan, but it's got the riffiness of Under Oath, and it's got the heaviness of the Chariot, and it's so... Holy shit, is it good. And it's one guitarist on the whole thing. I just watched a bunch of live videos. He doesn't use backtracks, at least from what I could tell. I could be wrong, but normally he wrote basically just for one guitar, and then live we'll just use a whammy and just double his sound, or go up an octave or down an octave.
Right, okay.
And it's fucking tight.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
It's tight as shit, dude. Man, I'm so sad a lot like Birds broke up.
Dude, that's that whole circle right now is weird.
I'm so sad. I remember I was a freshman when Conversation Piece came out. I remember it. Because I remember going to school and telling Austin.
Yeah.
Because I was still in Pitt with Austin at the time. And I remember being like, dude, you gotta check this out. And he listened to 5 seconds of Orange Time Machine and was like, I'm not into that screamo shit, dude. And now that I've shown him Cianvar, because he's a drummer, so I got him really into Joseph Arrington, because I've always said Austin is, if Austin pursued a career in music...
He definitely could. He was a fantastic
He
drummer.
could be the next Joe Arrington. He is, one of the best drummers I've ever heard. just I don't know how he does it. I don't know.
Lucky enough to be in jazz band with him.
Yeah, dude, he was such a good jazz drummer too.
Oh, yeah.
Holy fuck.
Jazz drummers are great.
I miss him, dude. I miss him. I think next time he's in Houston, I'm gonna make him come play drums for me. I'll find a show. I'll put a cover band together and be like, Austin, I want you to fucking shred, and just let him shred.
He's lost it. I bet he can't do it anymore.
Probably. It's been several years.
Yeah.
The other kid that was really good was Paul. Paul was insane.
Yeah.
Paul was better than fucking Austin. It was incredible. Now he makes beats and makes a shitload of money. Paul, so we went to high school with the dude, Concept P is his stage name, I guess. And he made makes beats for 6ix9ine. And like, so 4 of Paul's beats have gone like platinum.
Damn.
So he just makes a bunch of money, and now he's making beats for other rappers. So now he's all blinged out.
If I knew about production at a younger age, I would have been doing that. I wouldn't be doing this.
Well, the thing is, like, Paul didn't really know about production until he graduated high school.
Huh.
Because he got a full ride to Berkeley.
Oh, man.
And yeah, that's how good of a drummer he is. He got a full ride to Berkeley off of his drumming skills. And he did audio production or audio engineering up there. And he started off doing percussion for like the first year or two. So he wasn't really into beats until he was maybe 25 or 24, I guess. And he's a year older
He
than me.
graduated with me, and I'm 22.
Yeah, he's a year older than me. So he didn't really get into it until he was 21 or 22. Which is still, I mean, feels pretty old. I don't know why I thought Paul was way older.
He
That
just
doesn't
has that
make
personality.
Yeah, he does look older too. I've been watching interviews with him. He's been doing like the interview rotation and
Has he?
yeah. He did he's done a bunch of them, and I've been watching him. He's chill, dude.
We've, what is it? We also had Sage Northcutt go to our school.
Fucking idiot.
The world's best MMA fighter? Is that what we're gonna call him?
Let's go with best, because I still feel like he could find us and hunt us down.
The best Christian MMA fighter.
Just want to point that out.
I think it's like no, because they like picked a couple for him. Like they cherry picked just shitty fighters so that he would win like 2 right off the bat. And then
let's look it
Mickey
up.
Gall pulled him out and was like,
Mickey Gall fucked his world up,
was
dude.
like, Sage Northcutt, I want to fight you next, and just destroyed him.
Yeah, that was a 1-round fight.
Yeah.
It was insane. They just went to the ground and Mickey Gall immediately had him in a rear naked and was like, "You're done.
Yeah.
You're done." And he tapped out. It was like a 1-minute fight. It was awesome. Mickey Gall fucked his world up.
He was on Skanks the night before. He's just
Yeah, he got
like, do
fucked
another one of
up.
those little flips, bitch.
He got fucked up on Skanks the night before, gets up and beats the shit out of Sage
He
Northcutt.
didn't get fucked up. He was just drinking water.
Oh, I thought he got fucked up.
They're not allowed to get fucked up.
That's probably true.
It's silly.
He's 10-2. What?
Northcutt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane.
They cherry pick fighters for him, and he fights at the lowest, like, common denominator. It's just ridiculous.
Mickey Gall should have won his fight.
Against who?
The most recent one, the one that was on the
Yeah.
Bisping bill.
I thought there was one after that. I thought he got up again.
Nope. His last one was Bisping and St. Pierre. He was fighting Randy Brown.
Damn.
Yeah, he lost. It was his first loss,
Yeah.
which makes me sad because he's
Fantastic fighter.
fucking a genius fighter, man. And I follow him on Instagram, and I watch him train, and he's
Dude's dedicated. I mean,
he's fucking incredible. He's a good fighter. He's
Yeah.
got great technique. He does a really good job of mixing up Muay. I mean, I've seen him on Instagram. He does Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, boxing, MMA. He does a really good job of doing all the different forms of fighting, and he goes hard at every single one of them.
Yeah.
Every single martial art he trains in, he goes balls to the wall. So I'm excited for him to fight again.
I did Taekwondo for a few years.
I did Taekwondo. I did Aikido. I did Judo. Judo was the only one I really like did much of that in jiu-jitsu.
I did
Done a lot of jiu-jitsu.
hockey.
Dude, hockey. You fucking weirdo. You
all I
goddamn
got.
Canadian.
I mean, I plummet down mountain hills with no brakes.
Yeah, but that's pussy shit.
I fight roads.
You should get in the ring
My
with
face.
Sage Northcutt. He'll fuck your ass up, bitch.
Yeah, but can he keep up with me down a fucking mountain?
I could outrun him. Oh man, I miss Mickey Gall. I think he's gonna be at Skankfest.
Probably.
I hope so.
Shout out to
Sick.
somebody else's festival.
Ow. Well, we're in Texas. We can't fucking fly out to fucking New York.
Could, but I mean, it's sold out in like 20 seconds.
Yeah, and they wouldn't even book us on it anyways because it's sold out.
Of course, they would not book us on it. This terrible fucking podcast, of course not.
They might have booked us last year, but they wouldn't have booked us now because now it's all heavy hitters.
Yeah.
That's why it's sold out in like 2 seconds. They have all the heavy hitters. Fucking Dave Attell. That alone is enough to bring in several hundred people. That dude can pack a room.
How far would you travel to see an Attell show?
To New York. I love Dave Attell, dude. He's so funny. Him and Doug Stanhope. Those are the two that I think I would travel really long ways
Yeah.
to go see. But Doug lives in Bisbee, so I'm assuming he'll come to Texas eventually.
Nope, he's doing like Australia, and then he's doing like Asia.
Yeah, I mean, I said eventually, you fucking idiot. Not right now.
It's like never. He's never coming back, man.
He's having too much fun getting fucked up and fucking ladyboy hookers in Thailand or wherever he is.
I love the part where Ari was like, "This is my last tour. I'm never doing a tour again." And then he came back to America. And
Yeah,
he's like,
he did the
"Dude,
Wandering
it's time
Jew
to do.
tour.
It's time to do a tour."
I'm gonna do the Wandering Jew tour. Really funny because most of them were just like caricatures of Ari with a way bigger nose, which is impressive considering how big Ari's nose is.
Yeah.
He could sniff a limping horse at a racetrack.
What?
I don't know, dude. I feel like Ari would go to the racetracks and be like, I know who's going to win today. I can't do a good Ari impression. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's a unique guy.
He's a great guy.
You don't know him.
He's a great guy. I love him. He's my best friend. I forgot to tell you, I replaced you with Ari Shaffir.
I'm perfectly okay with that.
Oh, I wish I could. Now that I know you're okay with it, I'm like, oh, I should do it. What was I gonna say? Oh, I was gonna ask you, Chi, if you I want to get into this for the second half because we just do an hour. For the second half, I want to get into some of the Star Mesa stuff that like we were talking about earlier. Just talk about that stuff again. But I was wondering, did you ever play Smash with Vincent and Daryl?
No. One reason I never did was because I knew I'd get my ass kicked.
Yeah, dude, those guys are hardcore about
Yeah,
it.
they wrote the book on Smash. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna embarrass myself like that. But they also at the time, when I was in touch with them, I lived on the south side of Houston, and they were all the way out on the west side.
They were all the way out in Katy.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna drive an hour plus. Well, round trip it would be almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, so I wasn't gonna do that. Just to get my ass kicked, you know. Hey,
Yeah, just to fucking get your ass beat.
drive 3 hours to get your ass kicked.
Yeah, not worth it. It is not worth it.
Nah.
I can do it in an hour and a half from South Houston to Katy. Like, but there and back? Yeah.
Shay, but you drive like fucking Batman.
My car literally says the Civic of Justice on the back.
So Daryl and I went to high school together, and I spent a little bit of time. So I lived kind of near them, like 15, 20 minutes away. So I got to spend some time over there and play some Smash with them, and it was a lot of fun, dude. Those guys are insane. I don't know how, they're like counting like inputs.
Yep.
They count inputs, and they'll be like, well, you can give them 3 inputs, and then you know, you have a frame of resistance, and then you can, you know, move out. So it's unreal. It was really cool to watch. I really thought it was badass.
It's just meticulous.
It's just a lot of like knowing the game.
Yeah.
Now I want to play Smash, dude. Fuck, they need to come out with a Smash for Wii U already, or fucking Switch.
They announced it.
I know, but it needs to come out, dude. And Shay, you're gonna buy it.
You're gonna
bring it over.
We'll get some announcements in about 3 or 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
How's the new Fire Emblem game for Switch? I haven't played it. I'm a big Fire Emblem.
It's Dynasty Warriors.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, that's it. It's Dynasty Warriors.
I just played the old ones for Game Boy Advance. I just went through and played those, and I went through and played the GameCube ones.
I just
Path of
played
Radiance.
Mario Odyssey again.
It's such a fun game. I don't know.
And I played like I tried to get as many fucking stars as I could, or moons or whatever. And
yeah, get it right, bitch.
I got 350, and I'm like, oh, dude, I fucking kicked ass. Like, I got like most of them.
You got 350?
I looked it up. There's 1,000 fucking moons in this game.
Jesus, that's rough.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds like a challenge.
It's just like Mario 64, where you have to get the stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 1,000 fucking stars.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun, dude. I really like it.
Yeah, you can play forever and not get anywhere.
Cheetah's like, I'm not that committed.
I wish I had the time for it. I used to just like sit in my room all day,
Yeah.
just in my underwear. Like I would stay up.
Hell yeah.
I would play my video games like and just fall asleep mid game.
Yeah,
Wake up
dude.
at like 4 a.m.
I go through phases. Like during school, I'm kind of like medium. It's weird. Like during school, I still play a ton of video games, but like when I'm not employed, I just really beat like 6 games in the past like month. Like I beat The Long Dark. I actually started a second playthrough of that game because I really liked it. I beat I've been going through the Call of Duty games, some of the older good ones. Played the Battlefield game that I have for PS4. I've been playing God of War. The 2 games that I haven't beat are I have Shadow of the Colossus, the remake. I need to beat that. I played through Dark Souls 3 again. I've been playing through Dark Souls 1.
I need to get a PS4 because Alex plays Monster Hunter.
Yeah, dude, if you get a PS4 and get into Monster Hunter, Monster Hunter World isn't probably the best Monster Hunter game. I just haven't played it that much just because like I've been doing other stuff.
I'm pretty sure every new Monster Hunter is the best Monster Hunter. Every main title.
It is
every
a
main
giant
title.
step up from the last one.
Every main title is a giant step.
Yeah. Which is what makes it awesome.
Yeah.
Alex plays. I played Freedom Unite, which was 2nd generation.
Hell yeah, dude. Those are fucking bomb.
I played 3 and 4.
Did you play 4U?
Yes.
Yeah, 4U. Oh yeah, you and I played back in the day a couple times.
Did we?
A couple.
I don't remember this.
Because I remember it was when I was in Nowhere Is Home.
Okay.
Because Shelby played Monster Hunter religiously. And so when we were like hang out and have band practice, he and I would play Monster Hunter. And I know you played with us a couple times. I think we were like out of town on a gig and Shelby and I were just like in a gas station or a McDonald's with Wi-Fi. And we were like, yeah, let's do it.
Huh.
It was only a couple times. It was a lot of fun, dude. That game is bomb as shit. I love that game.
Alex plays. I really want to play with Alex because
Alex from Vox?
Yeah.
I didn't know he'd played Monster Hunter.
He's deep in the Monster Hunter, and
Fuck,
I really want to play with him
him
because I'm a big fan, and I know he's good at whatever he touches. So it'll be really cool to team up with him.
I have like several thousand hours logged into 4U. I love that game. I just haven't Monster Hunter World is so incredibly amazing. I just got sidetracked and have been playing other games and haven't played it that much.
Yeah.
But I know at one point I'm going to go back and be like, all right, time to put another 4,000 hours into a Monster Hunter game. And I'll just do it.
Yeah.
A Monster Hunter with named... I'm probably going to have to beep his name out. Because...
Named sauce?
Because...
Now I'm that asshole who's fucking with people's names.
Now you're giving me more work! I'm probably gonna have to beep out his name.
Is his real last name Sauce?
Yes. I'm gonna beep the whole thing out. His PS4, his PSN account ID is
What?
So I don't play with him very often because it just looks bad.
It looks a little odd.
Yeah, people have asked me that, like, I've played because he also had For You for 3DS, and I played with people with and they've been like, what what is going on?
That's a questionable name.
Yeah,
that's a questionable
I mean,
name.
the 69 is questionable enough. I mean, that's just.
That's not questionable. You know what it's about.
Yeah, but it's like old school Call of Duty gamer tag.
Wait, what is it about?
69. That's when you go to McDonald's and you order a McChicken.
Yes, that's what it is.
But whenever you go to the drive-thru, you don't actually get the McChicken. You just drive off.
But when does the sex happen?
What? I don't get it. Whatever. I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't have sex.
I don't even know what that is.
Never in my life.
Girls have cooties, dude.
Jesus Christ. God damn it. Oh man.
What are you fucking straight?
You're not gay, dude. Kissing girls is gay. Boom. We are at the halfway mark. We could just take a break.
All right.
Break. We break?
Yeah, we break at 35.
Let's
Yeah.
inject synthol into our veins.
Synthol?
It's that thing that people use to like make fake muscles.
Oh, Jesus.
Have you seen those?
No.
Oh, they inject it's like cooking oil into their muscles.
Oh wow.
And it just like makes them like puff up. It gives you giant fucking man titties.
So it's like saline injections?
Yeah.
It just is. But it's cooking.
Work on buttocks.
They get like addicted to it pretty fast.
Really?
Because they do the whole thing. Like you don't stop at the traps. You go and you do your pecs, and you also do.
Does it work on buttocks?
They get there. Yes.
The important questions. Will it affect the booty?
I think everything affects the booty.
Show me 500 for will it affect the booty?
Oh man, I fell down the hole of watching SNL's Black Twitter. Black Jeopardy.
Oh man.
I was about to say SNL's Black Twitter. Jesus, that sounds dope.
That's like right on the head. No, Black Jeopardy is worse than that by a long shot.
Is that an old sketch that they used to do?
No, they've been doing it recently.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man,
I've seen a couple of them.
I haven't seen any of them.
I just like the categories are always just like terrible ghettoisms.
Oh, that sounds like my kind of
hell
shit.
nah.
There was
of course, white people.
There was an episode of Impractical Jokers where they were telling Sal what to say, and they just go, all right, first you're going to say, it was like they were trying to take selfies with people or something like that for their photography company, but they don't know what the photography company's name is. And Sal's was, oh, hell no. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Photography. And it was fucking hilarious. That was a great episode. He did it the whole time. He was like, I don't give a shit. He took a picture with an older black lady, and when she was like, what's the name? He said it, and she just starts busting out laughing. It was so funny, dude.
And break.
Oh, okay.
Bless you.
It's the same thing. Oh, buddy, you're a dumbass.
My cat sneezes a lot.
Oh. Dude, he fucking sneezed on me the other morning. I was like, he was laying on me, and I was petting him, and he just kind of goes, and I'm like, oh, you shit, right on my face.
That happened with me last week, except my cat didn't give me a warning. It was just, and like it just goes everywhere. Like you can't dodge
dude,
it.
it's so disgusting, and you're just like, I feel violated.
Yeah, man, that's.
I have a fish.
And you can't tell them not to do it again. They won't understand that.
They don't understand. They can't even control it. Like, imagine telling a human not to sneeze ever again. It's impossible. I think that's how it works for dogs too. I think it's the same mechanism.
Very comprehensive skills in cats, though. Maybe you'll get that across.
I don't know if that's true after having owned Buddy for over a year. He's not the brightest. He's kind of smart, but
only in devious ways.
yeah, only when it comes to like
Quit licking
food
me.
or licking you. Yeah, food or licking you. That's just smart. But outside of that, he is not the sharpest tool in the shed, unfortunately for him. I feel like he could be smart. I just think he's too like distracted. I think he has like dog ADD.
No, he just senses everything with his tongue.
No, he's a snake.
He's the canine daredevil.
Oh my god, dude. That would be badass. Buddy just at night while I'm sleep. Oh.
I think the best part would be the fact that he doesn't have to talk for a whole season before actually getting interesting.
Yeah, he just gets straight to saving lives and kicking ass. Also, fuck you. The first season is great.
I'm not gonna watch it because I'm not gonna watch through the first season because I tried and it's just fucking talking
The
and
second
more
season
talking.
is way better.
Oh, I'm not gonna.
I saw a lot of people say the first season was better. I like both. I still
like
haven't
both.
seen the Fist dude. What's the
Iron Fist is horrible.
Iron Fist. I
It
haven't
gets
seen
silly
that.
pretty fast.
Yeah, it's not even worth watching. It gets really corny really
I didn't
fast.
care for Jessica Jones.
No, me neither.
I wanted to like it. There was a few parts where I was like, okay, it's getting good, but it just went back down again.
Yeah.
Season 1 was really good. Season 2 of Jessica Jones was, now that I think about it, really bad.
I'm not even gonna try. Luke Cage is cool.
I love Luke Cage. I think he's badass.
Is the crossover thing worth it or no?
Dude, Defenders kicks ass.
Okay.
Defenders, it's only like 8 or 10 episodes.
Yeah,
It's like
it's worth an afternoon.
It's like strangely short for like a Marvel show, but it's because like in the first episode it's just straight action. They basically, the whole show is they jump right into the plot. Like in the first episode it's, oh hey, these people are trying to kill the city or do this bad thing. Let's go fight them, and then that's it for the entire series. It's badass. It's really what like a superhero do. I mean, I think about all the comics that I read, and I didn't read a whole lot comparatively to most, superhero
I
fans.
feel like everyone thinks that.
I mean, I didn't read that many, but from what I've read of both of like superhero comics, they all kind of have this pattern of like, hey, here's what's happening. Now you're gonna get to watch some badass shit. And the good comics are the ones that are like, but at the same time, we're gonna blow your mind, bitch. We're gonna fuck your ass. Like those
All
are the
of the good
ones.
comics are Jewish.
All of the good comics are Jewish, yes. Stan Lee is a Jew, a hardcore stance. Have you seen that nose, bro? It's huge.
Yes, he is a Jew.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, he changed his last name. So did the other guy. It was like, like it's something really really stereotypical, like Leewitz or something.
Jesus Christ, dude! I've been watching Weeds again, bro. They got away with some shit.
Everyone did, dude. Like
They got away. I mean, for a relatively modern comedy with such a big name on the front cover, they said they got away with some shit, dude.
well, like Weeds and Scrubs are running at the same time, right?
True, that is
And
true.
like at one point, Scrubs has an entire episode where they're just like throwing tranny out like it's fucking.
Like it's just nothing.
It's just nothing at all.
Yeah, dude. They use they make fun of Jews a lot.
Oh yeah.
They make hardcore fun of Jews. The wife's husband who died in that show. But that's like the whole plot. That's how the whole show starts. It's not a spoiler.
Was Jewish, so the kids are Jewish, and she talks
and
about
there's
like converting.
There's an episode where they like they go to like his gravestone unveiling or whatever it's called, and it's this big Jewish ceremony, and the whole episode the main chick is just making like Jew jokes, and I'm like, Jesus, I love it. The Jew inside me just starts laughing and is like, ooh. They made lots of money off this joke. Think
I don't
of
think-
all the pennies that.
Rich enough to make Jewish jokes.
My dad has a fucking mezuzah.
So
My dad is very
I
Jewish.
can buy one off of Amazon.
No, not a real one. I've looked. The ones on Amazon are just like cheap, like plastic toys. Basically, they're not what it's supposed to be. So
You're only half. You're like
No,
how
my
Drake's
mom-
not allowed to say the N-word.
yes, Cheetah. Finally, someone we can actually ask who can actually say. Is Drake? John brought this up on the last episode. Is Drake allowed to say the N-word? It's a good question.
Is Drake allowed to say it? I would say yes.
That's
I would say yes. I mean, it would be different if he looked like Bill Clinton. You know that we'd have to talk about that. But it's Drake, and
I just
But
imagine
his name is
Bill
Aubrey.
Clinton.
this is true. But he goes by Drake. He doesn't look like an Aubrey.
He does. That is true.
But he is an Aubrey at heart.
He is. He is.
And that's what matters.
You're a Drake fan, right, bud?
Drake is on my top five. Top five.
I can consistently say that I don't like Drake.
I
Finally.
thoroughly enjoy Drake.
Neither does Tyler, and I finally have someone who enjoys Drake, dude.
I thoroughly enjoy
Yes, bro. I was listening to If You're Reading This today. Yes.
Drake. Drake is one of the greatest pop artists. One of the greatest modern pop artists.
He's tight as
What
shit.
song was that? What was I listening to earlier?
I just put on If You're Reading This and listened to it.
I was listening
Is it called Pretending to be from the Hood?
Drake never pretended to be from the hood. Nice
It's
for
called-
what? Nice
it-
for what?
It's called. Oh, that's a great fucking song.
It's a
That's
great
one of his
song.
newer ones.
Yeah, latest
Yeah,
track.
It's called fucking pretending not to have shitty punches. Oh, roasted.
Yeah, it was fantastic. You applauded yourself. Really well done.
Thank you. I tried. I thought about it for more than 30 seconds. I gave it, some real thought.
Yeah. Oh! Am I doing this right?
Yeah. So Cheetah, I just wanted to talk about. I just wanted to ask you, like, how did you hook up with all the Vox guys? Like, how did you?
The Vox guys.
How did you get into that band?
It was 2014.
Oh, here we
It was
go.
around the same time I met you. I believe the show was it might have been December 2013, because I even saw the event page for it the other day. Mosaic Dream and Vox played a show together, but I don't think either of us watched each other's set. I watched the Vox set, but my guys were gone when it was happening. They played acoustic. It was just Tim, Alex, and Zach. This is in Galveston at not Pleasure Pier. What's the name of that damn venue? Vanishing Point. Vanishing Point.
Hell yeah.
Venue closed down.
Aw.
But yeah, I saw them and I remember them playing a Coheed cover, and I was like, okay, these guys might actually know something. So I'm doing this festival.
They're just playing Welcome Home.
I don't remember what song it was, but I remember there being a Coheed song.
It's a great song,
It
but
is.
it's so overplayed.
It definitely is. It was 2014. Yeah, I was. Manny of Mannequin Mishap was supposed to be
Yeah.
the promoter for this one show, and he's like, "Hey, I can't do this anymore. You do it." And I was like, "All right, sure, why not?" It's my first show ever booked, and it was a nightmare. I regret it. It was the same week as South by Southwest,
Oh.
so it was hard getting bands.
Yeah.
At the same time, we had Alaska from Vegas coming in for the show.
Hell yeah, that's
We
a tight
had
band.
David Isaac at the last second brought in Otonana Trio from Japan
Oh wow.
and
Okay.
Terra Alive,
Okay, that's a tight fucking band.
now known as Andres. And so it's Alaska, Terra Alive, Otonana Trio, Mosaic Dream, Vox Vocis, Valet Luna, and it was like two more bands at this house show. It was packed.
Jesus.
Valet Luna packed out that show. It was their first show, actually. Anyway,
Oh,
nice.
nice.
That's when I first saw Vox Vocis in full. I thought they were an acoustic band, so I put them on second. And I remember everybody was plugged in. We were in a small room. The vocals were run through a bass amp.
Hell yeah.
And Vox Vocis just kicked so much ass that night, and I was just so impressed with them.
They've always been really good at just impressing people.
Right.
Yeah.
They're so see the first time I ever saw them, it was when they played at Harrisburg, and my old band with Ken played that show, and Zach booked it. That's how I met Zach. My band, I don't remember what it was called. Something Welfare for Shadows.
Oh yeah. What show
What
is this? I might have seen it.
It was Zach. The first time I met Zach, my band was looking for shows.
Right.
And so I think Manny or someone told Zach to check us out because we're looking for shows. And Zach booked us on the show. And it was us, Vox Vocis. Oh, fuck, I don't remember any of the other bands because I only really remember Vox because Alex, I remember John was there. I remember John was there because he was like, dude, he was recording their winter EP at the time.
Okay.
And John was like, dude, check this shit out. This is going to blow your mind. And they went into whatever song, and Alex immediately was just shredding and singing at the same time. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then, weirdly enough, I joined them 2 years. Maybe, no. Yeah.
2015, right?
It's 20. I joined them in 2015.
Yeah, Winter came out in 2014.
Right, because I was a senior.
Okay. Vox, great guys. What else happened that year? Oh yeah. I think that's it actually. But yeah, I've been talking to him ever since. I remembered seeing Tim for the first time. Well, the second time. The second time I didn't recognize him at that particular house show because he had just dyed his hair pink. And
Hell yeah!
He was there early, and I was like, "Hey, so are you playing tonight?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm in Vox Vocis." And I was like, "Oh, my bad, shit, dude, I'm sorry." Alejandro, this is before they had a keyboardist too. So
I could just imagine Tim in 2014 just. Yeah, dude, no worries, man. I love Tim, dude. He's my favorite.
Tim cooked us spaghetti. We were in Portland not too long ago on
Hell
our tour.
yeah!
And he cooked us spaghetti, gave us a place to crash. It was a great day.
Tim's a homie.
Tim's a homie.
Tim and the rest of the Icarus guys crashed at my old apartment once.
Was that time I went over for Smash?
Yeah. You were there.
Yeah.
You came over and we all played fucking Smash. That was fun, dude.
Aww. I think it's because I actually on my way to the apartment, the ground was a little wet and I slipped and I fell.
Oh, that's right.
And for whatever reason, my disc won't work anymore. My disc reader won't work. So I think that might have something to do with it. Maybe it's just dirty.
I'm just calling it the curse of the owl.
We'll call it that. But I do recall kicking a bunch of ass that night.
Yeah, dude.
I usually beat Joey.
I tried, dude. And I was like, oh, I had fun though. It's fun to play with challenge like people who are better than you at that. Specifically for Smash, it's fun to play with people who are better than you because you're like,
and then you beat one of them.
And
I'm the best player ever.
Oh, I didn't finish. So yeah, 2014 Vox, Mosaic Dream had a bunch of shows with them.
Tight.
What happened next? I usually know these things off the top of my head. Mosaic Dream broke up. That was 50% of why I went into depression and left Houston. Became a trucker. Shortly after I left, a bunch of people hit me up. A bunch of Houston bands hit me up. Zach kept bothering me. I was like, Zach, leave me the fuck alone. I'm not joining any bands. He just kept asking me. Had bands from out of Texas. One band in Louisiana, I had a band in the Northwest asked me to join them.
Jesus.
I
wish I was that cool.
Band in Vegas asked me to audition for them.
Oh, okay, all right, I know that one. All right. Allegedly.
There's actually I can prove it to you, but let's not get into that. Yeah, and then after a while, I was just like, you know what, maybe I should join Vox, and I went with them because mainly because of their work ethic. I looked at all the bands that had asked me, and really only one band that was bigger than them had asked me, but I was more interested in joining Vox. Just because they had already released an album. I knew they were already working on a second album.
Damn.
They had already done best bet for me. I'm gonna try this. Plus, I've been cool with the guys for a while. So it was November, Thanksgiving actually, the day of Thanksgiving. I had just ended my shift. I was in Tennessee, and I get a text from Zach just a minute before I clocked out, and he asked me to join. I said, give me a couple of months to think about it. January came around, and they opened up for Cienvar, and they played East South, and I was like, okay, this is fucking wild. I want to be in this, and we met up again a week later. We talked about it, and I was in.
That's tight, dude.
I kept it a secret because, like, in the music industry, like, I've noticed that people have to keep secrets as far as like tours coming up and things they're working on because they want to keep things a surprise for their fans.
And it's interesting you say that because a lot of bands do that because that initial pop when you announce something is the most important part. Like, look at first week album sales.
Right, definitely.
Like, no one gives a shit if your album sells if it doesn't sell well in the first week.
Right.
You know? And so I think that a lot of bands nowadays, at least what I've learned over the past couple of years from taking a break from music and just trying to view it from the outside, is that bands do that on purpose because that initial pop, that's how you get the attention. You know, when you post something like a tour announcement, that's what you dump your money into. You dump your money into ads for it. That's how you garner a bunch of attention quickly while still, your ads will play and you'll still get a little bit of a long-term thing. So it's really interesting that you say that. That band, it's a good band, dude.
Right. Well, I said that
Alex
specifically.
Shit.
Marketing advice
Alex.
from Josh.
Yeah, Josh's marketing corner.
I said that specifically because I joined them in January of last year, but I didn't say anything until after I played my first show with them, the next day, actually.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I didn't want to be like, hey, I'm in the band, and then like there should be like this long period of like, yo, when are you doing shows with them? Because they did several shows after I joined.
Yeah.
And they had different bassists fill in. They even did, I think, they did one tour. They did one really short tour. They did another tour after I did my first performance with them.
With Tim.
Yes, Tim. Yeah, Tim flew out. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that one. I have when I joined that 2015, and I was 18 and just a senior in high school. Like I was still in high school when I was like auditioning and going out there. And once school ended for me, I skipped graduation to play my first show with them.
That's what's up.
Or maybe no, it was definitely the first show. And like it was just so much fun. And then I moved in with them. And then we did that little West Coast tour, and that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
West Coast is great.
Yeah, we stayed with a bunch of awesome people. That's how I got hooked up with the Idola crew. They stayed at our house at some point, and like for some weird reason I had an opportunity to like actually talk with Andrew, and we got to just talk, and we kind of became buds.
2015?
Might have been. Yeah, because
was it the same night Artifact stayed over?
I think it was. I think it was that same show.
Okay, so yeah, it was Artifact.
That was Artifact, Icarus, Idola, and Stolas. Yeah.
Yeah, Modi was on that show.
Yeah, that's right.
Fox was on it too.
Yeah. That was fun, dude. That was the one where Tim's parents came out. It was really weird.
I've seen them a few times, so I don't remember.
And then that's when I met Andrew and then that's also when I met the dudes from Artifacts, and Jordan became.
Artifacts is great. I miss Artifacts. I think they're back together. They
haven't said anything, but I don't.
They went on a hiatus, but they've said some things over the past few months about rebooting. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully we'll get something later this year. Yeah,
that'd be tight, dude. They're homies.
Yeah, they're.
Jordan started using the same DAW that I use, and we've just been talking about weird audio engineering nerd shit. I'm like. Yes, I love it. What are you wearing?
A shirt from Nicaragua. He's got a penguin.
I think Lewis, our keyboardist, I think he's in Guatemala right now.
Damn.
I always forget he goes there like once or twice a year, from what I understand. If it's not Guatemala, it's Argentina.
Wow.
Or is it Peru? I don't remember. I really don't remember. He left at.
It's Brazil.
He woke up at 3 a.m. this morning and he left. I don't know.
Wow.
I had a friend of a friend whose like family lived in Brazil, and she would always go visit them, and her dad was like a surf instructor. So I always got to see videos and shit of like just these beautiful Brazilian beaches and everybody surfing, and I was like, damn, wish I could go there. Oh man,
Yeah, it looks nice. The nicest beach I've ever seen was in San Diego, on the Mannequin Mishap tour in 2014.
Hell yeah.
And I've been hoping to go back to that exact same spot, but we haven't routed anything for San Diego yet.
Dude,
we were actually supposed to go to San Diego. Okay, so what we wanted to do, we wanted to do a tour that followed Warped Tour, but that didn't work out. Basically, all the promoters, or most of the promoters, didn't want to book anywhere around Warped Tour. So
yeah.
it made sense, but we were told by a specific individual, this one band several years ago was like, yeah, we did Warped Tour, and we walked the lines in the morning, and then we played shows that night, and it was cool. We got good turnouts. Whatever, so Zach was like, yeah, maybe we should do that. And I saw,
it could work.
It could. And I saw San Diego on the route, and I was like, fuck yeah, I want to go to that beach. Didn't get to go to the beach.
Oh.
My favorite beaches are when I lived in California for a couple years, and we would always go visit Northern California, and so I got to see like all the northern like beaches with the big cliffs and shit.
Oh man, I haven't seen those.
So
I take that back. We on the way to, I'm pretty sure it was on the way to Sacramento. No, was it
The Golden Gate Bridge area is tight too. It's a beautiful like stretch of land.
There was this one point where we were just like in like small mountains, and there was like awesome, like you could see like the ocean and then like giant lakes. It was great. It was probably the best view in the entire tour.
Yeah, and then you drive around Texas, and you're like, you want to go to the beach? And you go to Baybrook.
Yeah,
you're just like, this isn't a beach, this is a fucking oil swamp.
Yeah, Houston doesn't do beaches.
I can't even see. I go into the
Corpus
water.
Is pretty bad.
Yeah, even Corpus is bad.
Compared to
Galveston's okay.
No, Corpus is way better than Galveston.
Corpus is way better than Galveston.
No way.
Wait, what part of Corpus did you go to?
Ghetto parts of Corpus.
You dumb idiots.
You gotta go to like northern Corpus, I think it is.
My parents.
It was scary as fuck.
My parents honeymooned in Port A, and we used to go back there when I was a kid. It was tight as fuck.
Yeah, that's nice.
Though actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, my favorite beaches might have been the ones in Hawaii. Because when I was a kid, we took a little vacation out to Hawaii.
One of the most premier like vacation destinations in the world.
I'm just saying, the beaches were fucking beautiful. We did like the whole climb into the mountain things and go on the beach. It was cool. I remember it. I only remember it because we had like a really nice like little, basically 1-bedroom apartment, and it was like right on the beach, and it was just really cool. It had this cool Hawaiian vibe. Then again, I was like 6, so it might have been really shitty. I don't know.
We went to Mexico.
That's a bad idea.
I mean, like it was right after my grandfather died.
You like getting shot?
We got a fuck ton of insurance money, and she took the whole family down.
So you were trying to double down by getting shot and collecting life insurance. Got it. All right. That's a good scam. I like that.
My grandmother took our whole family down to Mexico, and it was way too nice.
We've been on a couple nice vacations. The only thing for me is that like I was really young on all of our vacations, so I don't really remember. Like it could have been trash.
Yeah.
Like I don't really remember. I haven't had. I think like the only real vacation that I really am confident about remembering is we went to Universal twice, and I was like 14 or 15.
Dude, I got the map memorized. We can go right now. We can just
go to Universal, bro. Let's do it, bro. Let's gig our way down to Universal. We'll start a band, dude. I'll play drums, and both of you guys will play bass.
We'll go through the worst states in the South.
I went to Disney World once. I was in high school. I had this weird obsession with Asians at the time.
Oh yeah, here we go. This is the
Asians have a huge obsession with Disney World.
Asians and feet, or are we just talking Asians? All right,
we're just talking Asians. I was like really big into anime and J-Rock at the time. And I had a camera, and I took pictures. It wasn't anything like no, they weren't lewd. There weren't nothing inappropriate.
You just Louis C.K'd it. You'd be like, I'm jerking off.
But I would take pictures of random Asian women. It was
That's really funny just to imagine, like, taking pictures of random women, not naked or anything weird. You're just taking pictures, and the people are just like, "What are you? The fuck?"
They're taking pictures of the castle. You're obviously taking pictures of them.
Most of them without consent. I was like, take a picture. Like, oh, Asian, take a picture. Yeah, I was an odd kid.
It's my waifus.
A few times I got a few group pictures. Like, oh. Yeah, there was a few. There was like one, like this giant, like I guess it was a soccer team, maybe volleyball.
Hell yes, Asian volleyball team.
A group of them, and I was like, "This is great." I asked them for a picture, and got a picture. It was great.
Did you have the fro at the time?
No, I was.
That would've
Yeah, I
made
was
it
pretty
so funny.
pretty bald.
Oh, I forgot. I don't like. Yup, he plays bass.
Yeah, you
figure
play the
that out?
5-string, right?
Nah, I don't do all that nonsense. Yeah,
No?
I play 5-string. I moved up to 5-string, and I have a hard time going back to 4. Alex said he wants me to do 4 on the next record, but the demo he sent me for the new song has 5. So looks like we're doing 5-string for this one.
Yeah.
It's because Alejandro played a mad 4-string.
Yeah.
Alejandro's a beast. Like,
He was the dream.
he was the
goat. He's the goat. Alejandro is the real goat of that
Alejandro
band.
is the best bassist ever for Vox Vocis. The best lineup was when they had Alejandro, Mark, and
Tim.
and Will.
I
Because they
love Will.
were you in there with Mark?
No, I wasn't in it, but I've seen him
It
with.
was mainly Mark, because Mark did all the harmonies. Mark was playing pianos.
Yeah, it was
I'm
tight.
waiting for Lewis to step it up and get on those harmonies.
The best lineup is Mark, Tim, Alex, Alejandro, and Zach. I think that was my favorite line. I'll put it that way.
You know what? Yeah, we can go with Tim over Will.
I'd go with Tim over myself. I was in the band.
You were Tim number 2.
We're all going over yourself.
Yeah, everyone. All right, okay. Hold on. Wait. Now look here, you little
I
shit.
haven't even listened to the Generations, and I know that's the worst one.
Oh.
I miss Mark. Nothing against Lewis. I just miss seeing Mark up there doing his thing.
Mark's a big baby. I love Mark.
Mark's the best. Mark has come through for me twice recently. So shout out to Mark.
My boy. Talking to him today. I love you.
Marky Mark.
Mark is
Mark.
the
Mark
best.
Wahlberg.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg of Rogues Among Us. Hey, we're out here
Mark
playing
Wahlberg
shows.
of Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
We're here playing shows out here in Boston.
We're playing our song Wicked Retarded.
Our new record's called Wicked Retarded. Oh, man. Dude, he does, like, it's so funny. He does weightlifting, like, shows in, like, for disabled people and younger kids. And he literally has commercials where he's like on Instagram, like, yeah, we're out here lifting weights for the retarded. And you're just like, whoa, Mark.
I just remembered something. Did you ever see Team Impact?
No?
No,
Sounds
they didn't go to your
familiar.
school? Did you see
Oh,
them?
the muscle like
Yeah.
ripping stuff for no
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. I
Yeah.
never saw them, but I know who they are.
reason. Yeah, unnecessary.
I saw them 3 times over the course of
Gee.
elementary school.
Bro, when I was in fucking high school, I was like a
Wait.
fresh. Go ahead, finish.
Just for the listeners, Team Impact was a group of roided up bodybuilders who would perform feats of strength for Jesus at school.
And prisons. They do it for prisons too.
I'm sure they do it for prisons.
Yeah, they would rip phone books
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
and don't do drugs. Stay in school, go to college.
Yeah, stay in school. Don't do drugs.
Maybe
It was
consider the
WWE
military.
for the churchgoer.
Pretty much. That's the closest you're gonna get.
If Jesus was raped and did WWE is the best premise for anything I've ever heard. I want Guillermo del Toro tomorrow to walk into the office and go, I'm making a movie. It's about Jesus, but he's ripped and he lifts weights, bro.
You're making a movie about Flash games from 2004. Oh, it's Jesus versus Buddha.
When I was I was a sophomore in high school, so it was like It was 2013, I guess, or late 2012. I was still playing for this church band, and the church that I was playing at got a gig for like a church camp, and I was like 15, and it was 2 weeks worth of staying in a camp, like just literally like a closed-in shelter, playing like worship shows, and it paid me $250, I think. So $250, like that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money too. Yeah, that's a hell of a lot of money for a 15-year-old.
Yeah,
how many,
even now I
you
think
could buy
I
you a
would
system
take
with that.
Yeah, I could have. I think I did.
Yeah,
Sounds
we
about
did
right.
that for Ben. We Archer contracted us to do it for like his church or
Yeah,
something
because
like that.
Archer is like the nicest guy in the world.
Oh yeah, and we went and we did the whole thing, and the pastor was like, "So this really is for God, but I mean, if you really want to, you can fill out this form. We'll give you the money." And we're like, "Yep, give me the money."
Yeah, but you know what it was, right? The whole thing was, this is really for God, but Archer is a professional musician, and he forces us to pay him because we don't have any logical argument not to pay him, and he contracted you guys to do this, so...
He ultimately switched to my parents' church.
Yeah, I mean, Archer is, like, big time. Like, that's what he does.
I hung out with for the entire... you have to bleep that name out. For, like, the entire senior year.
Damn it! I'm not bleeping it out, dude. Fuck you! Let's start a beef with fucking Mr. Archer.
No, dude, those people are awesome.
They really are. I love them.
They're just a wonderful family.
Them and Reynolds, dude.
Oh,
Reynolds
yeah.
is my favorite.
I love that Reynolds. He's been talking about quitting forever, but
Dude,
he
that
got a
was
new head band director, and he's a dick. And he was so like, "Okay, fine. I'm not gonna quit. I'm not gonna retire. I'm just gonna go to a different fucking school."
Reynolds doesn't give a fuck. Reynolds doesn't play around, dude. His entire attitude since he started at that school was, yeah, I don't give a shit.
I look out for me and me only. Fuck you.
But at the same time, he was like, but also, I am a god, so you're going to also be gods when you get out of my program. I don't give a shit.
I just liked when he threw a trash can at Chris.
Yeah, I remember that, dude.
Have you seen The Path?
The Path?
The Path.
I don't know. I feel like I have.
It's starring Aaron Paul.
Ooh.
The plot moves slowly, but it's an interesting show because it's
Oh, I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
I have seen the thumbnail. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's basically a show of people dealing with religion and like in various aspects.
Hell yeah.
Like it starts off with I'm gonna call him Jesse because I know him as Jesse.
Yeah,
Jesse,
fuck it.
It starts off with him like, hey, I saw some things I no longer believe. I don't know how to tell my wife and the rest of the community. His wife is a stickler for everything. His son gets feelings for this girl who's not religious, so like the community's looking at him like he's like some sort of like Satanist or some shit.
That reminds me of have you watched Ozarks?
Not yet. I heard it was
Oh,
good.
it's good.
It's so good.
What was that Christian propaganda movie we watched?
Jesus Camp?
No.
Jesus Camp's incredible. Dude,
God's Not Dead.
God's Not Dead. We watched the second one.
That was no.
No, it was the first one. We watched the first one. It was
Yeah.
one of the first times we hung out. We were both like, dude, let's watch God's Not Dead, bro.
I've seen that hashtag. Is that like what is that?
It's a movie.
It's
It's,
a movie about an atheist who turns to believing in God.
it's horrible. It's so bad, it's funny.
Okay,
It's
I
amazing.
might watch it.
Spoiler
Dude, no,
alert,
if you want to...
God wasn't dead.
Yeah, God. Plot twist! Dude, if you want to see some cool, like, you should check out this documentary called Jesus
The
Camp.
Path.
Oh, The Path, yeah, sorry. You should check out Jesus Camp. Basically,
Teenage Tourette's Camp.
Oh, that's a good one too. Jesus Camp basically is these like non-religious people just came into this camp in this small town and said, we're not gonna have any like political commentary. We're not gonna have our views over it. We just want to film you. We only want to film and post that. And it's literally, there's no bias. And you just watch it, and it's insane. They're literally people who are just like, yeah, we have to indoctrinate them young to keep them coming back so that this camp can stay funded and its people can get paid. And,
Oh, yeah.
And the directors were just like, yeah, we just want to film. It's unbelievable. They have kids that are obviously completely brainwashed. It's insane. It's so good. And it was shot during Bush's presidency. So you can only imagine the kind of shit these white folks were saying. Holy fuck. It was awesome.
Sounds like a good time.
I
It's
saw
great.
Louis Theroux's My Scientology movie the other day.
Yes!
Yeah.
Fuck Scientology.
It was really good. Like, at one point, there was this woman who's, like, yelling at him, and then...
Of course.
He turns to, like, a guy who he's, like, contracted to, like, talk about Scientology who left the church, and he's like, who was that? And he's like, oh, you don't know her? Her husband left the church and wrote a book about how bad it is.
Oh. Dude, that's how I feel about... I don't know if anyone's watched it, but there's a show on Netflix called The Keepers. And it's a documentary about one young nun was killed by the what's it called? The Catholic Church or whatever, you know, the local precinct church. They had her killed because she taught at the Catholic school, and the young girls, and she was this young, very young, like 22, very pretty girl. And the young girls at the Catholics who were in saying, hey, these two priests are holding us at gunpoint and raping us.
That's
so
fun.
they literally, it's an amazing show because the whole show is just like in the first episode, they just have video of these women who are like, yeah, we sent a letter to the Pope, and the Pope was like, yeah, we know that they're doing that, but we don't care.
Yeah.
Like, just straight up, it's unbelievable the shit that people get away with these days.
Did you see Icarus?
No, what is that?
Oh, really? Oh, it's fantastic. It's this guy, and he's like, I'm gonna try to, like, set myself up on a doping routine so that I can win the Special Olympics. Or sorry, not the Special Olympics. I don't know why I went there. The Tour de France.
Oh, we all know why you went there, dude.
Well, so that you can win the Tour de France.
I think I saw... Dude, yeah, I have seen that.
Yeah.
It's this, the whole thing is just him being... And they have a Russian doctor who, like, during... one of the episodes is like, hold on, they're at my house I have to go get my wife into the basement so they don't kill her.
Well, because he's flat out about it. He's like, by the way, I run the Russian doping agency that tests the dopes, or that tests, like, your blood to see if you're doing drugs or not.
Is what it was.
It's blood.
Oh, I was pissed.
And then he's like, oh, and by the way, this is how I helped all of the Russian athletes in every sport cheat.
Yeah, it's insane.
He's like, what? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. Like, we're best friends now. I don't give a fuck that you've got a camera. I'm just gonna tell you everything.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. You can, like, look up the news article of, like, his arrest. It's insane. That was a great fucking movie.
It's great, yeah, because, like, the documentary purpose just unravels completely, and it's just like, okay, now we're just along for the ride.
Yeah, exactly. It was very much like, this was our goal, and then we found out some horrible shit was happening, so I guess we're doing that now. It's a really good movie, dude.
Yeah.
I really liked it. Only the Brave, that movie was really good. It's about these firefighters who were fighting the big fires out in California, and I don't know, it was just cool. I just really liked it. 19 firefighters died in that fire, and from what I understand, they were making their line, or whatever it's called. You know, they cut the trees down and they dig a trench and they burn the trench and all the trees and the brush nearby.
Yeah.
That's how you fight fires. You can use that to force them off cliffs. You can use that to force them to go the other way, and it's all burned out already. It's a fuel thing.
Yeah.
And they were making their line, and a tanker dropped its load on their line.
Oh, yeah.
So they were like, fuck, we got to move back. And as they were moving back, they had a lookout, and he was like, dude, if you move back, the fire is going to catch up to you. You got to go a different direction. But the fire basically was doing this big U-shape.
Yeah.
So they were going to go from, like, the vertex down to one of the legs. And he was like, you have to go more the other way and back. And he was at the other leg.
Yeah.
So the fire, but before you can say all that, the fire basically forces him out and forces him to run. But the main dude, like the leader, figures it all out and realizes, like, we are going to die.
Yeah.
And it's an incredible movie. It's really cool. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe I just like firefighters. Maybe I'm just a 12-year-old at heart who just wants to be a firefighter.
That's Buddy Boy's Movie Corner.
Buddy Boy's Movie Corner. On to Buddy Boy's
Plug Corner.
Book Corner. Yeah, we're at 120.
Yeah.
This is good. Mm-hmm. Cheetah, you got any shows coming up? Anything you want to plug for the band?
Ooh.
Anything like that?
June 1st, we're playing with Kurt Travis.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Kurt Travis and Makari. Then I believe July 28th, we are playing with Strawberry Girls. And who else on it? Night Versus, Strawberry Girls, and Andres.
Yeah.
I believe that is also going to be our kickoff show for our upcoming tour.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
So we haven't announced that yet, but as of right now, it's looking like we're touring with that as our kickoff show.
New album out, Star Mesa.
Star Mesa is out. You can
on
stream
all,
it.
Yeah, all music platforms.
Yeah.
Go check it out.
It's even on Tidal. I was like, it's on Tidal? Like, Jay-Z's jamming this shit? It's on Tidal. It's on Amazon. It's on Google Play.
Yeah, Shane, now you don't have an excuse.
I didn't have an excuse before. It popped up on like my 2017 songs that I listened to, like a bunch of Vox music, and I was like, oh, yeah, I guess I listened to that like 4 months ago.
What else? I was gonna say something else. I don't remember.
Plugs, shows.
We have music videos. Our music video count. We need that boosted on YouTube for sure, because all our music videos on YouTube like under 1,000 views. But if you look on Facebook, they're like 5,000 plus.
Yeah.
So
fuck you, YouTube.
Yeah. Facebook doesn't monetize.
Hell yeah.
Do your job, bitches.
Facebook, yeah. We have music videos. Check them out. I don't care where you check them out. Just check them out. Check out the album. We recently, I don't know. We've gotten some reviews on our album that have been interesting.
Are people just shitting on it?
There are some people who really like it, and there are some people who really don't, which I think is actually a cool thing. Cause,
yeah, it's good.
I mean, any press is good press, honestly. But there was this one
Kanye West.
Picasso is dead. Anyway,
the king has taken over.
Yeah, there's one review today that we got was like all the songs sound the same and this band doesn't have a distinct sound, and I was like, did you listen to the album?
I would have just been like, sick, dude. Hell yeah.
I was like, I mean, people can have their opinions, I guess, but like some things are just like, did you just say that? Like,
did you even listen? That doesn't make any sense.
Some comments are just off the wall.
It's like when Radiohead named their song 2 + 2 is 5. This doesn't make sense.
There's this one Facebook page. They promote our album as math pop.
Hell yeah.
Which is a weird label to be given.
But it's tight.
It's cool. I was like, math pop, that's cool. But
I'm
like,
cool with it, yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, did you listen to East South or did you listen to Lion? Like, I don't. This isn't math pop, dude. Like, whatever. thanks for sharing.
I'll take it.
I didn't argue with them. I was like, sure, why not? Today we can be math pop.
We're a boy band.
We're a math boy band.
A math boy band.
Math boys.
A boy math band. Is that just the high school decathlon team? One last punch in there for you folks. Good night.